The Mangbetu people, residing in the northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo, captivated early European explorers, not just for their sophisticated social structures and artistic prowess, but also for a striking physical characteristic: their elongated heads. This distinctive cranial shape, a practice known as Lipombo, was far from accidental. It was a deliberate act of physical modification, deeply intertwined with Mangbetu notions of beauty, status, and power. From the moment of birth, the heads of Mangbetu infants destined for elevated social positions were carefully bound with cloth. This constant, gentle pressure gradually molded the soft cranial bones over a period of years, resulting in the desired elongated shape. Lipombo was more than just an aesthetic preference. It was a potent symbol. It signified majesty, beauty, and crucially, an association with the ruling elite. The elongated head became a visual marker of high social standing, intelligence, and a connection to royal lineage. The practice typically began just a month after birth and continued for several years until the desired shape was achieved or the child rejected the apparatus. Contrary to what one might assume, this cranial modification didn't typically affect brain development. As long as intracranial pressure remained normal, the still malleable brain could adapt and grow within the reshaped skull, resulting primarily in cosmetic changes. This tradition, so central to Mangbetu identity, began to wane in the mid-20th century. With the increasing influence of European colonization and westernization, the Belgian colonial government, which then ruled over Congo, ultimately outlawed the practice. The decline of Lipombo marks a pivotal point in Mangbetu history, reflecting the broader societal shifts brought about by colonialism and the gradual erosion of traditional practices. Beyond the striking visual of the elongated head, the Mangbetu possessed a rich and complex culture. They were not merely defined by their physical appearance, but by their intricate social structures, artistic achievements, and political organization. The term Mangbetu, strictly speaking, referred to the aristocracy, the ruling class who, during the 19th century, established a series of powerful kingdoms in the region. However, the term often came to encompass the broader population under their rule. Their society was rooted in agriculture, primarily hoe cultivation, supplemented by fishing, hunting, and gathering. Like many societies, their customs included a bride price featuring livestock, the acceptance of polygyny, and a system of patrilineal descent, where lineage and inheritance were traced through the male line. Early European travelers were often impressed by the Mangbetu's political institutions and their remarkable artistic talents. They were renowned as skilled builders, potters, and sculptors, demonstrating a high level of craftsmanship and aesthetic sensibility. Their artistry extended beyond the purely practical, reflecting a deep appreciation for beauty and creative expression. However, alongside these admirable qualities, the Mangbetu also became known, often through exaggerated or misinterpreted accounts, for practices that shocked and intrigued outsiders. Rumors of cannibalism, likely fueled by misunderstandings and sensationalism, became part of their narrative in the European imagination. This, combined with their unique practice of cranial modification, contributed to a complex and often contradictory portrayal of the Mangbetu people. It's important to remember that historical accounts, particularly those from colonial periods, require careful scrutiny and interpretation. The practice of Lipombo, while visually striking, must be understood within its cultural context. For the Mangbetu, it was a tradition laden with meaning, reflecting their specific aesthetic values and social hierarchy. It was a way of signifying belonging, status, and cultural identity. The Mangbetu are not alone in their practice of body modification. Throughout history and across diverse cultures, we find examples of societies reshaping the human form to conform to cultural ideals. From foot binding in China to scarification rituals in various parts of the world, these practices, while seemingly disparate, speak to a universal human impulse: the desire to shape the physical self in accordance with cultural norms and aesthetic preferences. The eventual decline of Lipombo, brought about by external pressures and changing social dynamics, represents a loss of a unique cultural practice. While we can study it through historical accounts and photographs, the living tradition, the intricate knowledge passed down through generations, has largely faded. It serves as a reminder of the powerful forces of cultural change and the importance of understanding and appreciating the diversity of human practices, even those that may seem unfamiliar or challenging to our modern sensibilities. The story of the Mangbetu and their practice of Lipombo offers us a valuable opportunity for reflection. It invites us to consider the complex interplay of culture, aesthetics, and identity, and to appreciate the rich tapestry of human experience in all its diverse forms. It reminds us that even seemingly unusual practices can hold deep cultural significance, and that understanding the context of such traditions is essential to appreciating the full spectrum of human history.